Hello Leo, this is your 2016-2017 annual forecast. And it's a busy year with lots happening, so at the end of the video I'll have a list of dates and what's happening on those particular dates. I think one of the most important things to share with you is that there's very little in fixed signs this year. And you're a fixed sign, so you like to really sometimes dig your heels in and have something really solid and stay the same and really accomplish something very tangible. And so Leos, I'm just going to say to you that with all the eclipses happening mainly in mutable signs, which are very changeable, and that we've got most of the planets again in cardinal or mutable signs, the slower moving ones, this is going to mean very much, Leos, that you use your leadership qualities. Yes, with cardinal signs they herald the seasons, so it's about taking action, it's about doing something new, doing something different. But at the same time, with all this mutable energy, as long as you don't get stuck, as long as you don't fix yourself in somewhere, you'll have an opportunity this year, Leos, to make huge progress in every area of your life. So let me break down the year for you. I'm going to start with the eclipses, and do keep in mind that the eclipses, they take effect often the energies a few weeks before, and they can last at least 6 months and sometimes even years depending on what's happening in your chart. So on March the 9th we've got a solar eclipse happening in Pisces, and so it's a new moon solar eclipse happening here in your 8th house. So this is an opportunity for you for some new beginnings connected with money, maybe some joint finances, maybe there's been some issues with an inheritance or an investment or a mortgage or an insurance situation, opportunity for some new beginnings. And maybe even finding a dream investor because of Neptune there, somebody who may really help you. It's also an opportunity for new beginnings connected with your sexuality, connected with intimacy. How intimate do you allow yourself to really be with other people? That too would be an opportunity to renew that in your life. On March the 23rd, we've got a lunar eclipse happening in Libra. This is happening in your 3rd house. And so this lunar eclipse for you here, maybe something coming to fruition. Maybe you've been studying something and you go, ah yes, I'm ready for the next step, maybe to take it into a career. It's also a great time to look at the way you network, the people you have around you. Maybe it's time to do a little bit of swapping and changing around. It's also a good time for maybe some short journeys, some short trips, and allowing yourself again to travel, to get about a bit and not to be too stuck in any one place. I think that's going to be very much key for this year for you, Leos. Very important this year is that Mars goes retrograde from April the 18th until June the 30th. So it goes retrograde initially in Sagittarius until May the 28th, and then for all of June, that's in your 5th house, it goes into your 4th house and doesn't go direct until June the 30th. So Mars. Well, let's look a little bit at what Mars is about. Mars is about energy. So Mars, as you can see, he's got his arrow, he's pointing forwards. The last thing Mars wants to do is go backwards. And so it's retrograde usually about 80 days. And so while it goes backwards, there are certain things to do and not to do. So for you, especially as it's retrograding in this 5th house and initially joining Saturn. So let me just address Saturn in this 5th house, because Saturn is going to be there until the end of 2017 for you, Leos. So Saturn in your 5th house. Well, this is a wonderful time for those of you who want to start a serious business. Yes, who want to do maybe consulting, freelance work, but really want to be independent and do business independently. It's perfect with Saturn there. It's also a very good time for any kind of thing that you do creatively. Maybe you're an entertainer, an artist, maybe you want to work with children, young people. This is a time really to make it real, to maybe make it into something that can bring you money. And so Mars going retrograde here. Well, for those of you in your own business, it's maybe a time just to take a step back and not take your foot off the accelerator pedal, because when Mars goes retrograde, it's not time. Here's some of the don'ts. Don't get into a fight. Don't start divorce proceedings or court proceedings if you can help it. Don't have elective surgery. Mars rules sharp instruments, so preferable if you can help it. Obviously, if it has to happen, that's a different thing. But if you can choose it, try not to have it during a Mars retrograde. It's also not the best time for anything mechanical, so I would not buy anything mechanical if you can help it during Mars retrograde, because chances are it'll probably go wrong or cut out or something like that. Good thing to do, of course, and then it's going retrograde here into your 4th house here of home. If you've been trying to sell a house or trying to move during the retrograde, it's probably going to be blocked or things just not happening, not moving forwards. I would wait until after the retrograde and then you'll find it'll move forward more easily. So if you've been wanting to move after June the 30th, this should then get much easier for you, Leos. So as I mentioned, the cardinal signs, we've got Uranus in your 9th house for the next until actually March of 2019. So many of you having a lot of spiritual awakenings, and it's time to take action in that area. Many of you are going on trips, and you'll be going here and going there, and allow yourself permission to explore different places, different peoples, different cultures. Should be very enjoyable for you, Leos. Between May and October, we've got a square aspect happening between Saturn and Neptune. Now, a square is always an aspect really where it's a feeling of dissonance. It's a feeling as though, oh, I need to do something. So it really may be letting go of control of a certain situation, especially maybe concerning your finances, or maybe children, young people. Time just to let it go, especially if you find yourself pushing something. You really can't push against Neptune. Neptune just dissolves. Yes, it's just, if you think about it, Neptune rules gases, invisible chemicals. How are you going to push them? You can't push them, they're not tangible. So it may be a letting go of a certain financial situation, maybe a joint partnership of some sorts. It's a letting go process. Between June and July, we've got a lovely trine energy happening between Jupiter and Pluto. And Jupiter and Pluto are really powerful planets when they come together. Of course, Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, they've got Jupiter and Pluto conjunct in their charts. And of course, they've had a great deal of success. Here for you, I mean, I've seen people make a ton of money with this aspect, and for you it is affecting your financial house as well. So this is possible, and maybe there's something great happening connected with your work as well. That's also a possibility, Leos. September the 1st, we've got a solar eclipse happening in Virgo, and this is happening here in your 2nd house. So new beginnings for you, and we've got Jupiter in your 2nd house as well until September the 10th. So new beginnings, new opportunities for you connected with your finances. Jupiter may well have been bringing in more money this year for you. Also, however, with Jupiter, it's a tendency to spend it and have it go out just as quickly. So this eclipse on the 1st may enable you to get more of a handle on your finances and also on your self-image, how you see yourself, your confidence, opportunity for a big confidence boost, Leos. Not that many of you need it, I have to say. Many Leos are already quite confident, but not all of you. So this really could be a new opportunity, not only financially, but also for how you feel about yourself. And on September the 10th, here's the great news. Jupiter changes sign, goes into your 3rd house, and will stay there until October the 10th of 2017. So Jupiter magnifies, brings good fortune wherever it goes. So Jupiter in your 3rd house, Leos, this could bring some amazing networking connections. People that you connect with, that are beneficial, that are helpful, that really love you. This could be wonderful. It also, with Jupiter in the 3rd, is a wonderful time for studying something, learning something, expanding your knowledge. And Jupiter often makes it easier to pick up new information. You may get involved with technology. This would be a great time to expand your knowledge of technology as well. And on September the 16th, we've got a lunar eclipse happening in Pisces. So we had the solar eclipse there, remember, in March. Now the lunar eclipse here again. So maybe something you start in March can complete or come to fruition in September, or there's another stage happening in September. But this again is shining a light on money, finance, how you're using finance, and maybe there's a project financially that does come to fruition or starts to come to fruition from September 16th. And finally, great aspect during December, which is the trine between Saturn and Uranus. So what this means here for you is that something you've been working at really hard, assiduously, a surprise happens, something good comes out of it. Maybe there's a surprise trip, a surprise meeting with someone, but there's usually some kind of success involved. And I think for you it could involve something internationally, and it could involve something to do with children, or it could involve something to do with entertainment, pleasure, and also a business, your own business. So that really looks rather positive there, Leos. So there you have it, that's your year ahead. Some of you may wish to come to me for a personal reading so that I can take a look at your individual chart and see what the aspects look like for you this year and how you can make best use of the cycles coming up. And I really just want to say to so many of you, thank you for following me. I appreciate your emails, your sharing, your comments so very, very much. And I do wish you a wonderful year ahead. And from my heart, I am sending you much love. Bye for now.